I think it's always a very good idea to get a pest and building inspection carried out. If one is offered by the owner, you can feel assured that you can accept that. Generally, pest and building inspectors are very highly scrutinised as an organisation, so it's important to understand that if one is offered to you by an owner, it will be something that is done very professionally. Everything is very much dependent on your circumstances. You may have significant personal wealth and know that you've got a certain amount in the bank and you don't need to get a loan. Then you can pretty much do whatever you like. But for most of us, most normal people, you need to put a finance clause on a contract because you need to give your bank opportunity and adequate time to do evaluation and work out whether or not they're prepared to give you a mortgage.
Building, pest, finance, any special condition that the seller or the buyer requires for completion of the contract, and we'll administer them in conjunction with Glynis's team. In order to make the process easier for everybody, many law firms pre-draft the regular or typical standard and special conditions that you see on more than a weekly basis and offer them to agents as a courtesy service, so they don't have to get a solicitor every single time they want to do something unusual. They can just take a condition from a booklet or a web page and put it into the contract. When people, however, do their own, they quite often fail to consider the consequences of what they've put into writing. Yes, you've got a condition to do an inspection, but what happens if you're not satisfied with it? Do you just have the right to inspect? Or do you have the right to bring the contract to an end if you find something you're not happy with? Does the seller have a right to raise any objection to what you're doing? Does the seller have to give consents for you to walk in? And what happens if you've asked for something that's not uniquely in the seller's ability to give and it can't be provided? Can you walk away? I don't know most of the time, and that's why we have to, from day one, if we see special conditions like that, write to the other party and put one in that actually does the job and gets the intent behind the words realised.